What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today I wanted to spend a little time answering a question that I've been getting more and more recently through email, and that is, I would like to start stacking precious metals or collecting or buying precious metals, and I would like your advice on what I should buy and who I should buy it from. So I wanted to spend a little time with you guys today in this video answering that question. So let's dig into it. So before I dig into this, I did want to say I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a financial planner, anything like that. I'm just some guy on YouTube who coin roll hunts and collects or buys precious metals, silver and gold. So what I'm giving you here is my personal opinion. Make sure you do your own research, and hopefully it backs up what I'm telling you here today. And if it doesn't, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. So with that said, let's start with the most important thing we need to answer before I really give you my thoughts on what you should be buying. And that is, you need to ask yourself, why do you want to buy precious metals? That's the most important question you need to answer for yourself, because for everyone it's different. The answer is usually one of 3 or 4 responses. Number one is, I don't have faith in the current U.S. dollar. I don't have faith in our economy. I don't have faith in our president. I don't have faith in our government. Want some flavor of that answer. So I want to get into something more stable, something that can help be a hedge against inflation, so on and so forth, right? That's usually answer number one. Answer number 2 is, what? I have a lot of other assets. I have real estate. I have 401k. I have stocks. I'm just looking for another asset class to put my money in. I think that is a perfectly good answer as well. Then you have that third answer, which is, I just like precious metals. I think they're cool. I want to collect cool things. I want fancy things. And that too is a perfectly good answer. So those couple of answers usually classify you as one of a couple, 3 or 4 types of precious metal, call it stacker, if you will, right? There is the prepper. That is someone who is the first one that I said, right? I don't have faith in the government or the U.S. currency. You have the stacker, who is somebody who's really just looking to move their fiat currency into another asset class, right? The third one, I would say, is a collector, right? I like pretty things. I want cool things. I want things nobody else has, and I want them to be made out of silver and gold. That's a collector. And then you kind of have a fourth one in there that is usually some collection or combination of those 2 or 3 things, and that would be a flipper, right? You're in this for some sort of short-term monetary gain, or you're in there to get some specialty pieces you can quickly flip and make a few bucks. Those are really the 4 types of people you're going to find out there based on that simple question of, why am I trying to get into precious metals? So you need to answer that for yourself. That said, I think the number 1 rule when looking to purchase precious metals is you should look for the precious metal, whether it be gold or silver or platinum or whatever metal you're trying to buy, that is as close to spot price as possible. That should be your primary goal, regardless of whether you're a prepper, a collector, so on and so forth. And the example I'll give is this, right? A collector is going to look for highly collectible pieces, right? So I'm just going to pick on something like the Beskar bars that recently came out from AppMex around Star Wars. They're collector pieces, right? They're very high over spot. You want those because either you want to flip them quickly for a few bucks or you want to add them to your personal collection. Well, your goal should be get that as cheap as possible, right? Whether you're keeping it for the long term or the quick flip, get it cheaply. Because you want to make money on it, so you don't want to buy it when it's at its peak. You want to buy it when it's cheap. It's like stocks, right? Buy low, sell high. Same idea with precious metals. Even if you're a prepper or a stacker, right? Right now, you shouldn't be buying Silver Eagles because they're $10 or $12 or $15 over spot. Generics are $4 or $5 or $6 over spot. So as you start to look at precious metals, you should be looking at what is as close to spot as possible. So with all that said, I want to show you guys the one thing I would recommend all of you buy, even if you've been collecting precious metals for some time or you're brand new to this, call it hobby or investment class. And I have a video on it that I did over a year ago, right when I was relatively new to YouTube. It is this Money Metals Exchange Silver Starter Kit. I'll put a link to this video in the description in the upper right-hand corner. I'll also leave it in the description down below. But the easiest way to find this thing, this particular purchase, is at one of my favorite places to look at, usually a couple of times a week, and that is findbullionprices.com. This place gets feeds from all the online bullion dealers. It's usually a little delayed. I don't know if it's 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, but the pricing is not always 100% up to date, but it's definitely up to date within some period of time, say in the last hour. And it is a collection of all of the latest prices of coins that you might want to collect across all major online bullion dealers. And when you come to the home page, which I'm going to click on the logo here to get here, right here at the top, it's the Money Metals Exchange Silver Starter Kit for $125. I've got not a PowerPoint. I've got an Excel that I want to show you guys so that you can see why this is such a good buy. Even at $125. If you watch my video from over a year ago, I think I paid like $84 or $85 for it, which was a pretty good price back then. But you get one silver eagle. Well, here, let me just click on it. I'm going to click buy now. Let's go check it out here at Money Metals Exchange. So you'll see here, you're going to get one random American Silver Eagle. You're going to get one random year Canadian Maple Leaf. You're going to get a 1 ounce generic silver Walking Liberty round. You're going to get, oh, and you can sign up for a bunch of cool stuff here. You're going to get a 1/2 ounce Walking Liberty generic round, and you're going to get 5 1/10 ounce Walking Liberty rounds. And everything you see here is pretty much what you're going to get. But I wanted to read those off so you get an idea of how many pieces you're getting. At the end of the day, it's 4 troy ounces of silver. So if I do this right, let's see here. I have already put this together for you guys, and these prices are going to be different by the time I post this video because spot is already bouncing around. But what I show down here in this money, I'm going to put it right here, Money Metals Exchange Starter Kit. The way the deal works is you're going to get all that stuff for around $125. When I put the spreadsheet together, it was $125.40. As you can see right now, it's showing $125 even. But for the sake of this spreadsheet, these were the numbers when I put it together, so don't cherry pick me on are the numbers right or wrong by 10 or 15%. It's the general trend that's important. You see that if we look at that $125.40 over 4 troy ounces, you're going to be spending $31.35 per troy ounce. That works out to a $6.27 premium per troy ounce. And remember, spot when I did this was $25.08. Now, $6.27 premium on every troy ounce of silver based on where the market was a year ago, 18 months ago, is highway robbery. 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago, you could get an American Silver Eagle for $2 or $3, maybe $4 over spot. Generics you could do right at spot or $1 over spot. So I understand this is the market today. There are very high premiums on silver. So what I then did was I looked on Fine Bullion Prices, or Fine Bullion, no, I can't remember. It's Fine Bullion Prices. I went through and I found the best deal I could get for a random year Silver Eagle, a random year Maple Leaf, a 1 ounce generic round, a 1/2 ounce generic round, and a 1/10 ounce generic round. And I showed the bulk pricing just to give you guys an idea that sometimes you can save a little bit of money by buying, tubes of 20 or 25 or 100 or what have you. But that is, if you're new to stacking, that's way more money than I think you should be dumping into this unless you just have a ton of cash to burn. So this is, this advice is for the person that wants to get their feet wet with a $500 purchase or a $1,000 purchase. So you'll be looking at buying 1 or 2 or 3 of each type of coin, and you might buy a couple of different things. So what I then did was, what is the actual price for buying just a single coin? And you'll see here, I've listed all the prices. So $35.98 for a Silver Eagle. Well, that's way more than $31.35. Maple Leaf was $32.55. Again, more than $31.35. Now, the 1 ounce generic round was actually cheaper. So you're actually losing $1.35 on this deal on their generic round. Now, where they're making up for it is when you get into fractional precious metals, the premiums go way, way, way up. So the half ounce the half ounce generic round they were selling is $16.71, but it's only a half ounce. So putting that times 2, you're at $33.42, which is much higher than $31.35. And then for the 10th ounce generic, it's $4.74 for each 10th ounce generic round. It takes 10 of those to make a troy ounce. So your effective price on buying 1 troy ounce of 10th ounce generics is $47.40. So I know this might be a little bit difficult to follow, but this is the key column here that if you were to go out right now and try to buy the best price for each of these things individually, you would spend $139.36. It's not a huge savings, but it is over $14 difference. And the other thing you get with the starter kit is free shipping. And if you go to SD Bullion and buy an Eagle, and then go to APMEX and buy a Maple Leaf, and then go to Bold Precious Metals and get a generic round, they're going to charge you shipping at each bullion dealer. Most of them today have a $200 minimum purchase to qualify for free shipping. So this is a great deal if you're just looking to get your feet wet. They offer another deal where you can get as many as you want for around $146. I don't really recommend jumping into that because you're paying a pretty large premium for getting all of these fractional silver pieces. I wouldn't personally do that. I would spend my energy looking for a generic round as close to spot as possible. So I hope all that makes sense. You can pause the screen here to look at my numbers. Again, we can nitpick, is it 10 cents off left or right or $1 off depending on what silver does tomorrow. But this gives you the general trend. So after you get through purchasing this starter kit, what should you look for next? And I go back to sort of my rule number 1, which is why are you getting into this and what is the cheapest, closest to spot silver piece or gold piece that I can get for my money. And fine bullion prices is a great place to go look at that. So here in the upper left-hand corner, they show you a cheapest silver price per ounce. It does have a filter in here, so the default is government bullion only, no, fractional only, no, and we are looking at silver. You can, of course, change this to gold or platinum as you see fit. And it will literally go down the list and show you the price per ounce over spot. You're often going to find that your really big bars and your junk or constitutional silver is going to foot the bill of being as close to spot as possible. I'm not going to get into the pros and cons of junk silver in this video. I do a lot of coin roll hunts for junk silver because I like acquiring that stuff at face value. But it's not a bad idea to acquire your base junk silver from one of the online bullion dealers or a local coin shop if you can get a good price. But you can see here, we can get as low as $2.20 per ounce over spot. I know I just showed you the Money Metals Exchange starter kit, but those are for some high premium items, and when you go to resell, you will keep a lot of that premium on resale. But if you're just starting to stack, you're just starting to get into this, and you want to form a base, I do recommend getting 1 ounce bars, 1 ounce coins, 1 ounce government coins as close to spot as possible for a couple of reasons. One, they're easier to move. You can sell them individually. 2, if you get the right kind of coins or bars, the premiums will stick and you'll get more on resale. So, if it were me today telling somebody, go spend some money, here's something very specific to go buy, I would look down this list and I'd probably recommend a little bit, not 40% junk silver, maybe some 90% junk silver. And then the other thing I would do is come down here and try to find something like this Aztec calendar round at 444 over spot is probably a really good buy because people love these things, people collect them, and they do hold their resale value. I also think if you can get a tube of silver Like, where was it? I just saw it here. Tube of generic silver rounds for $4 over spot. Let's just go look at this one. I don't even know what's going to be in it, but for the price, it might not be a bad deal. So these are just some generic silver rounds. I've never purchased from this company, so I can't give them a thumbs up because I've just never bought from them. But, you know, buying a tube of silver to get you started, not a bad investment. So the last thing I would say is the same applies for gold, except gold just starts at a much higher price point. So if I come over here and we click on gold and hit go, we'll get a refresh on gold here. Obviously, most of us aren't getting into kilo bars of gold for $63,000. Most of us will be looking for 1 ounce bars or coins or less. And my recommendation for new stackers is to start with smaller denomination gold pieces because they're more affordable, and try to get them as close to spot as possible, like 10th ounce coins, 10th ounce rounds, even like 1 gram and 2.5 gram gold bars. Simply because, you know, your price to entry isn't $2,000, and I can't even get there. They don't go that far. So let's come over here and look at some 1/10 ounce gold. You know, a 10th ounce gold round is $218 at SD Bullion. Like, as I said before, if your first purchase is going to be $400 or $500, go get that starter kit. Go get one of these 1/10 ounce gold rounds from SD Bullion. You're $218 in there. You're at about $350, right? That's a nice little starter. Let me go collect a few pieces, see how it feels, see if it's something that's going to be interesting for me. And if it doesn't, then you can always move on. So I hope you guys learned a little bit about my process and a little bit about what you need to be thinking about if you are going to get into precious metals. And I am mainly speaking to those people that are, you know, again, new. You've got a little bit of money you're going to invest. You know, you're thinking maybe $1,000 to $5,000 a year. I think what I've given you is some pretty sound advice. Now, if you're the kind of person that, you know, you've walked in and you've got $50,000 or $100,000 or $150,000 to invest, this might be a little bit on the elementary side for you, so I apologize for that. But I just don't know those kinds of people, so I haven't made those kinds of videos. With that said, I did want to also throw out all of the places that I have bought precious metals from online, so you have at least an understanding of places I've had a positive experience with and that I feel like you can trust. So again, fine bullion prices, they're going to have everybody listed in there. I have not bought from everybody in there. I have bought from SD Bullion. They were actually they were the first online bullion dealer that I've bought metals from. I've made 3 or 4 purchases in the last 2 years from them, and they're great. I have used JM Bullion in the past. Of course, Money Metals Exchange, we've already talked about. I have used APMEX numerous times. They're probably the top tier precious metal dealer on the internet. They are a little bit higher on the premium side, so you're going to typically find better deals at some of the other ones I'm mentioning here. But APMEX has some of the best exclusives, and if you're a flipper or collector, you need to keep your eye on APMEX. And a quick plug for their app, they also do a lot of pre-sale stuff and special deals on their app only. So if you're a follower of the channel, make sure you're on the APMEX app and you have it loaded and you have notifications and stuff like that turned on. Moving on, Monument Metals, I use all the time. They have really good deals. They have some fantastic deals, a lot of times on constitutional silver as well. I have used Provident Metals once or twice. Bold Precious Metals, I've only bought from once. These guys are also, if you're a collector, you like really interesting things, keep an eye on Bold Precious Metals. I do think some of their prices can be a little out of control, but they have a lot of cool designer stuff that not everybody has. I've bought some Marvel stuff from the Crown Mint. They're definitely for collectors. And the last place is Silver Gold Bull. I did a video on my channel a couple of weeks ago. They disappointed me a little bit. I've only done one order with them, but they kind of made it right with their customer service. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and say, you know, I would recommend them, give them a try. Like I said, I had a decent experience with them. But I don't get paid by any of these dealers to mention them in this video. Hopefully I'm not breaking any copyrights by showing their websites online or on my videos. But those are all the places I've ordered precious metals from. That does not include Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Reddit. I have made purchases to individuals on all of those channels as well. I've been scammed on Facebook as well. So that's a video for another day. If you are going to get into those, I would not do it as a beginner. I would start with the online bullion dealers, get comfortable, and save the Facebooks and Reddits and Instagrams for another day. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you're new to stacking or new to precious metals, I hope I gave you at least one thing that you take away with you from this video. If you did like this video, please, new viewer or return subscriber, please head down below this video and smash that like button. It really helps me in the search algorithms, and it'll get more people to watch this video. If you're not a subscriber of the channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button and then clicking that bell and selecting all so you get notified each time I release a new video. And while you guys are down there, leave me a comment. Did you like this video? Did you hate this video? Do you have a question? Did I glaze over something you want to learn more about? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. With that said, I hope you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.